everybody. Good morning and welcome in the day after Thanksgiving, Iron Bowl Eve, rivalry week. What more can we say? It is finally here.
And it feels like it snuck up on us a little bit. Have we seen the normal run up to it? Have we seen the normal attention and anxiety and tenseness and even the healthy trash talking and your mama and, what was it? Kenny Stabler once said he had a beer tab on his finger. He said that was an Auburn class ring. Yeah. Roger Schultz saying they're going to wipe that spot off Patrick Nix's forehead. And has there been any of that?
Yeah, I missed that. I think, there again, it's just Bama fan more worried about their future than maybe what's going to transpire tomorrow night at Jordan-Hare, and it better go good for them or their future will fizzle out.
Their future is now. Their future is tomorrow night. After that, what happens will happen, but they are in control of their future. If they just take care of tomorrow night, is it, I kind of feel as if, had Auburn not played well again against Vanderbilt and had a real struggle against Mercer, that we might be hearing a little bit more. But the Auburn fans are, I don't know, they're not full of themselves. They're 5-6, but they're feeling better about themselves than they were before. And the main reason why is that Alabama's nervous, aren't they?
Well, true. There's no doubt. The nerves are fragile at this moment. They just want tomorrow night to get over with. Obviously, they want the outcome to be in their favor. But if it isn't, they just want it to be over with. This build up, this lead in, all this talk, all these scenarios of what could be or what might end up being a crash and burn scenario, they don't like it. They want that game over with so they can move on, whatever direction it is.
They don't like feeling nervous. The prime Alabama fan is pregame and postgame. Pregame when they take their seats at the visiting stadium, for instance, whether it's Nashville or Knoxville or Athens or, LSU is just, getting Marge situated, make sure she's got her 1979 national championship cushion seat properly set and looking, and getting yourself ready, getting your jacket off of your arm and finding a place to put it, knowing in the depths of your soul that everybody in your section or everybody in your side of the stadium is looking at you going, I wish I could be like them. Oh, look at them. Those are, Henrietta, those are Alabama fans. Look at them. Aren't they great? They know people are looking at them and saying that. And post-game, they might indulge themselves in a little rammer, jammer, we just beat the heck out of you or whatever. They may indulge themselves in a little smug look. 35 points, huh? 35, do you hear? They don't like all this in the game, interception thrown in the game, can't convert on third down during the game, miss a field goal left, and all that. They want to be able to be smug beforehand and smug afterwards, and anything else they don't like.
And Barry, you missed one of my all-time favorites. Oh, we just scored again. Huh, go look at that.
What young man was able to tally some points for the fabled Crimson Tide in this instance?
Yeah. Look at that. One more
They don't
touchdown.
like it, John. They don't like it. They don't like feeling like this right now, especially at the beginning of the year when they took it on the chin. And for the first time in forever, Auburn had a better record than they did at some point during the season.
I didn't think about that.
Didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. But okay, all right. 4 straight wins. against ranked teams, and there's a little smugness, and then you struggle against South Carolina. Ooh, you struggle against Oklahoma at home, and you lose the game. I think John's onto something. They don't care. They don't want to know the details. They don't want to sit there and just worry. Just get the game over with. Get us the W. I don't care how it happens. If Ty throws an early interception, put the freshman out there. I don't care. Let's just get this game won, figure out what the postseason looks like, and whether or not we need to fire the coach.
Barry, I don't know of a Iron Bowl in recent years that has had so much weighing on it from an Alabama standpoint. You win the game, you go into Atlanta, got a chance to be SEC champs, obviously going to get you in a better position in the college football playoff. But there again, if you win the game tomorrow, you're going to get in the playoff. Odds are you're in the playoff, unless you get blown out by 3 touchdowns in Atlanta. But if they don't win it, it is going to be a long off season. They're not going to fire DeBoer, but it's going to be a long off season of fans grumbling and talking amongst themselves about this isn't working. We got to get something done. This guy can't take us back to the mountaintop. We need national championships. We're becoming irrelevant. We're not in our proper pecking order. People are making fun of us. So tomorrow night, there again, no matter what, just as long as they make the playoff, and if they get beat in the playoff, it's okay. Made the playoff, still rebuilding, whatever. But they lose tomorrow, it is going to be a long off season.
What running back can we get in the portal? What offensive linemen are out there that we can sign out of the portal and plug them in right now? Meanwhile, on the Auburn side,
don't forget this one. Who's going to be our starting quarterback next year? Well, wait a minute. Don't you have one? No.
Don't you have one?
No. Got to get rid of him.
That's called mill-rowing somebody. Yeah. Meanwhile, from the Auburn side of things, you got Bill from Baltimore. I'd say it's Auburn's best shot since 2019. I would agree with that. The last time Auburn won that game was in 2019. That fabled 48-45 game. Auburn has lost 5 in a row. One of them by 2 points. One of them by 3 points. The rest of them by 14 and 22 and 29.
So Bama's won 5 in a row. I'd forgotten about that. I've not heard one thing about the thumb game. I mean, was last year not the thumb game?
1, 2, 3, 4. It could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been. Yeah.
Did DeBoer run across the field going like this? I remember an Auburn coach doing that one year.
Yeah. Fixing to be governor. Yeah. Not because of that, although that didn't help.
He better hope that picture doesn't surface. He might lose a few votes.
But on the Auburn side of things, I mean, they're cautiously optimistic, and they're just thinking. And there's something to be said for holding a dream tightly to your heart. They win this game, there are not going to be many people. I don't know that it would be a sellout if Auburn played in the Gasparilla Bowl afterwards. Who cares? Did you see what we did in the Iron Bowl? It's in Tampa. It used to be at Tropicana Field, but I know they just got that thing roofed again. The season is not going to be made by a victory over UConn in the Gasparilla Bowl. The season will be made tomorrow.
Well, we'll judge it this way. How much toilet paper you think are going to be in the trees after a Gasparillo Bowl win
Mm,
compared to tomorrow night?
you're not going to be able to see the trees. It will look like a giant mountain of toilet paper out there. So this is what we're looking at. This is why Auburn fans are happy but muted. You know, they don't have a coach. Will they have a coach on Sunday? Is everybody waiting for that? They don't have a full-time coach. They are 5-6. It hasn't been a banner year again in the Auburn annals. But, you know, if they beat Alabama, that is a great step. If John Sumrall shows up at the Gasparilla Bowl, maybe that'll sell a few tickets or whomever. But for Alabama has a ton more to lose than Auburn has to win. A ton more. Yeah. In the offseason, you're right. Well, Agnes, I got to mail this letter. It's got to be out in the post this afternoon, so I got to go to the post office. Oh, if that smart Alec postmaster says anything to me, I may have to take a swing at her. You know, that kind of a thing. All off season long. Honey, we're going to the Piggly Wiggly. Oh, can we order it and have it delivered to us? I don't want to go to the Piggly Wiggly.
If Auburn loses the game by 3 points, okay, you know, been a tough year, time to move on. They lose it by 23, they're not going to be happy.
No, that's true.
But no matter what, it doesn't matter what the score is if Bama loses. It is, it's going to be something that I don't think a lot of people have experienced in quite some time. I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy, but I've been around a minute. I just kind of have a good feeling how this fan base is going to react if their team isn't victorious tomorrow night.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that everybody is not panicky that we appear on their schedule next year? You're telling me that when I get to the football games next year and settle her in with her 79 national championship cushion, and everybody's not going to be looking at us and in envy? We're just gonna be like everybody else. Us?
I'm not. Yeah,
they don't want it. They don't want it.
I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy, but I do want to hear on our River Region Straw chat line what you think. Some predictions. Bill from Baltimore has already come with one this morning. We want to hear what you think about the game tomorrow night in Auburn. A lot of other great games as well today. A full lineup of games. A very important game in Oxford, Mississippi. In Starkville, Mississippi, but might have some ramifications on what goes on in Oxford from this point on as well.
Yep, it's a midday game, so don't be settling in front of your TV at night going, "Hey, where's the Egg Bowl?" The Egg Bowl's at 11 o'clock this morning, y'all. You better get your mind right on that one. Also, today, other ranked games. Utah is at Kansas, Georgia, and Georgia Tech. Oh,
2:30, I believe.
Yeah, that is at 2:30 from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's a Tech home game. And then tonight, Texas and Texas A&M.
Oh,
yeah. You better be ready for that. We sure are here.
Yeah, Barry, that's the Georgia Tech $10 million game.
They're going to give up a home field advantage because that place is going to be crawling with dogs.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And they're going to make the money.
A lot of red and black in that stadium today as well. So a lot of good games today. Speaking of John Sumrall, when does Tulane play? They have Charlotte, I believe, coming into the Crescent City.
Tulane and Charlotte. Oh, where are they?
I think that's tomorrow.
They play tomorrow night at 6:30. You guys might quad box there.
Woo, yeah. Look, see what the Green Wave are up to if they make the American Championship game.
And they will. Charlotte's 1-10. Yeah, it should be good. You'd only have to use the quad box for about a quarter
Yeah.
maybe because Charlotte is horrendous. But
Hey, speaking of the American, too soon. Maybe next hour we'll get to that with the Phantom's Daily Dog.
well,
Speaking of the American. Hey, Barry,
what
we got a lot going on today. As always, the Phantom is going to join us in his new slot at 20 after the hour in hour number 1. Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports at 7:40 today. Did you get the video about the pie eating contest from Lee Sterling?
I did.
Yesterday?
I did. Big upset in the pie eating contest. It wasn't the way I would have gone, but there is a winner. We'll get details from Lee Sterling about that coming up in this hour. Also next hour, Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet and the Phantom, of course, will check in as well.
Moneyline Magician is joining us next hour as well to kick off hour number 2.
Yeah.
So we got a lot going on today here on the program.
Yes,
he's Iron Bowl Eve.
He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has Bronco Sports for $8,000 off, Broncos for $10,000 off, or take advantage of the sign and drive lease offer with $399 for 36 or 48 months and 0 down payment.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has F-150 $16,000 off or 0% for 66 months. Even Lightnings $16,000 off or 0% for 75 months, and Super Duties $12,000 off.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Okay, about 17 minutes past the hour here on this Friday. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Some great food and family. Hope that all went well. I got to tell you this, Barry. The NFL yesterday, it didn't excite me. It bored me. I just was not. None of those games really good, particularly because Dallas won, I guess. I didn't like it.
There were 3 of them yesterday. Yep. I don't know what the problem is with the Baltimore Ravens playing at home. They had won like 5 in a row, but they got beat bad last night at home by Joe Burrow and the Bengals, 32-14. Yep. Yeah, the Cowboys win. They beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 6-6. Cowboys have a better record than the Chiefs do.
That's
weird. And the Lions didn't do great. You know, they always play on Thanksgiving Day. Packers won that one. Watched a little bit of the NFL when I was we didn't have turkey yesterday. We had chicken and ham, and I ate a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So, yeah, a little bit of I beached myself in the living room and watched it just because there's something to watch, but mostly visiting with family and stuff like that. Again, today, right after the show, I am hopping in the car and we are driving to Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Oh, boy.
Where tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 start, Troy and Southern Miss play for the Western Division title in the Sun Belt and a chance for a championship game appearance next Friday. If Troy wins tomorrow, well, whoever wins tomorrow, hopefully it's Troy, They'll have to play again a week from today on the road at James Madison. So there is football all over the place. The bowls will start in a little bit more than 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
And then we get into it. Probably more than anything else, the bowls that Auburn fans are watching are the ones that Tulane is going to be in. Yesterday, Eli Drinkwitz, I don't know what all this absolutely means in the real world, but Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach at Missouri, evidently is going to stay the head coach at Missouri. 6 years, $64 million, a average salary of $10.75 million a year. They're continuing to build on the stadium. You saw a little bit of it in the Alabama game. It's going to get a lot bigger. They're enhancing their resources. John, for all the world, it looks like for Florida and for Auburn, I guess, Eli Drinkwitz is off the table. This is that season for all of that.
Yes. So I see that Dennis Mitchell has been busy because there's been some coaching changes. There's been some movement. Dennis up early today on the River Region Straw chat line with just letting you know about some coaching changes.
Yep, Jim Mora Jr. is becoming the next head coach at Colorado State, leaving UConn. Looks like Alex Goresh. It's Alex Goresh will be the next coach at Arkansas. Your thoughts on that? And he says the Ron Fuller Tennessee Studcast will be back. Oh, why don't you lead with that, Dennis? Who cares about Colorado State or Arkansas? I want to know when the Ron Fuller Tennessee Studcast is back. Put that at the top.
I'm with you, Barry. I saw Dennis with his chat today. I went, Dennis, that should lead the story. I mean, we'll get to the Jim Mara Jr. later. I mean, come
Tennessee
on.
Studcast? Yeah.
No way.
So he does Barry. Bring that up.
So this time of the show, we do something called the Phantoms 4. On Fridays, we also tell you how the Phantoms Daily Dog performed. Of course, this is all brought to you by our good friends at River Region Straw, premium long needle pine straw for your landscaping needs. And Barry, it's a little chilly this morning here in the state of Alabama. You need some of that seasoned firewood to keep you warm. Kenny's got plenty of that. And you know, one of the other great things about River Region Straw, whether it's the straw or the firewood, they can deliver. They'll deliver it. They'll spread it. They'll stack it, whatever you need, or you can go to one of their locations and pick it up yourself.
That answers actually one of my questions. It's cold in the state of Alabama. Sure, I get it. I was kind of wondering about this. And if you're cold in the state of Alabama, you need that River Region Straw premium firewood. John is not in New Orleans to check out the Tulane Charlotte game. And you know, that's not where he is, but he is on the road. Tobias has already said, hey, John's doing the show from his limo. Phantom had a great year.
Well, I'm not in a limo, Tobias. I appreciate that, but I am in a Stivers Ford. I will tell you that.
Looking. Yes.
I'm in a Stivers Ford, and it is the Black Friday sales event going on right now at Stivers. So take advantage of that, either Stivers Ford in Montgomery or Stivers CDJR in Prattville, where Price sells cars. While we're also doing a little plugging, Barry, just got a text from Range Pro, Iron Bowl special. How about this? 50 boxes of fresh Louisiana Bay oysters in the shell have arrived. They have 100 oysters per box, washed oysters. They're regularly $55 every week, but Friday and Saturday only $50, includes tax. It's a great buy. They taste fantastic. I had several buddies of mine take advantage of this. Had them for Thanksgiving yesterday. You can have them as well from the Destin Connection, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Oysters, Louisiana Bay oysters have arrived. Go pick them up.
They are open. They are open. Okay, so here we go. First, what do we do first? The Daily Dog or the Phantom 4?
Let's go ahead and get the Daily Dog out of the way because, well, we had a winner.
There we go.
Last night, Barry, in the American, I believe it's the American Conference, I can tell you it isn't the MAC. I do
Okay,
know that. It is not the MAC.
It may never be the Mac again. You may never, as the popular song
Woo.
says, you may never see the return of the Mac.
Yeah, good chance of that.
No.
Last night, Barry, we had Memphis and Navy. I believe Memphis was hosting Navy last night.
It is true. That is correct.
And Navy was catching 5.5 in a game we didn't even need the points.
You didn't. You had quite the cushion on that
Yes.
one. Navy was getting 5.5.
Yes,
They
were.
end up winning the game on the road at Memphis 28-17. Not only did they not need the 5.5, they didn't need 10 of the 11 points they ended up winning by.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So, Navy is right there in it. If for some reason Tulane loses to Charlotte, or for some reason North Texas loses to Temple, neither of which is going to happen, Navy's right there.
Yes, they are. So go Navy. Won the game outright, catching 5.5.
All right,
so
what do we get?
Today,
yes.
Today. This game is getting close, so get ready. This game is getting close. As a matter of fact, but doing my math, this game will be kicking off in about 3 hours and 30 minutes. So if you're watching the broadcast later today, you might have already missed it. Here we go.
Yes.
This game is in Starkville, Mississippi. Barry, we're going to take the home team catching 7.5, facing in-state rival Ole Miss, Mississippi State, plus 7.5. I think there might be a distraction or two, Barry. I don't know.
17 or 18 or 20, yes.
Yeah, could be a few distractions with this Ole Miss team. Hey, State can hang around, and we're going to take them. We're taking Mississippi State as our daily dog today. 11 o'clock is the kickoff, so get ready. That is the Phantoms' daily dog, State plus 7.5.
So if that happens, if Ole Miss loses and goes to 10-2 overall, are they out of the college football playoff at 10-2? I don't think so, even though Lane Kiffin might hope that they are.
Yeah.
So he can move on with a clear conscience. Right. Okay, so that's our Phantom daily dog, Mississippi State, plus the 7.5 at home in a rivalry game.
Cowbells, man, gonna be great. Okay.
All right.
So Barry, that brings us to the Phantoms 4. For amusement purposes only, we don't condone any type of illegal gaming activity. And these are brought to you exclusively by our friends at River Region Straw. Get your Seasons Pine Straw and your firewood for the cold days and nights ahead.
All right. Always released in order of kickoff time. There's no super handy-dandy triple century play or anything like that. He believes in all of them equally. We've got 4 of them. Let's get it started.
Barry, our first game is tonight at 6:30 on ABC.
Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath on the ABC call from the Darrell Royal Memorial Steakhouse in Austin, Texas.
Where Texas A&M is laying 2.5 on the road. That's right, 2.5 on the road at Texas. Now, the Aggies have a chance to clinch a spot in the SEC championship game. First time they would have ever be able to do that. They've never been to the championship game.
Texas has only been in the league for like 1 year, and they've already been.
Yeah. Don't think that doesn't chap the rear end of the Aggie fan base.
Right.
The Longhorns can play spoiler here. This will be A&M's. Think about this. Listen to this closely. And you can check the schedule if you don't believe me. This will be A&M's toughest conference game by far this season. Just look at who they played. Nobody. And it's on the road. On the road. Arch Manning is averaging 328.5 yards with 11 TDs and just 1 interception in his last 4 games. I mean, they were ready to run this guy out of town about mid-October. He's been killing it lately. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Black Friday upset. Hook 'em horns. Texas wins outright.
Oh, you're going to break so many hearts, Phantom. So many hearts will be shattered if that comes
Texas
through.
wins outright.
All right. So there's one in the barn.
Yep. You got one in, sleep good. You got a cushion, got a little credit with local man. Boom. Wake up Saturday, 11:30 on ABC's the next game.
Ooh, 11:30?
I think it's 11:30. Miami at Pitt.
Ooh, that is at 11 o'clock.
11
ABC.
o'clock, excuse me.
Yep.
Yes.
It's at Pittsburgh. Battle of two ranked teams in the ACC. Yes, there are two ranked teams in the ACC.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Bob Wachuzin and Lewis Riddick have the call.
I like Lewis Riddick. He's pretty good.
I do too. Very good.
You check that. Yep, 11:30. You don't want to be late for this one. Where Miami is laying 6.5 at Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Another road favorite here.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but these two teams have not met since 2022.
It's a shame.
It is.
They are two of the very few teams in college football who play their home games at an NFL stadium.
Good. Yeah, there you have it.
Miami and Pittsburgh used to play for the AFC Championship way back in the day.
I should have thought about that. You're exactly right. There are ACC championship game implications here. Yeah, believe it or not, Barry just told you.
Yep.
For both of these teams, the Hurricanes have allowed just 11.3 points per game since taking their second loss earlier this season.
All right.
Pitt is a physical team that likes to punish their opponents. I was impressed with them against Georgia Tech a week ago.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure if the Hurricanes have played a team quite like the Panthers just yet. Notre Dame fans going to be scoreboard watching for a comparison, I believe. But, Barry, we think the home team can keep this one close and possibly win the game outright. We're going to take the Panthers of Pittsburgh plus 6.5 at home, 11 o'clock tomorrow on ABC.
Whew. Those are two that will be heartbreakers for one of the fan bases. Just heartbreakers. Okay.
That's two underdogs for you right out of the box, folks. Just letting you know.
Yep. All right.
Saturday, tomorrow, 2:30 in the afternoon on ESPN.
Oh boy, this is the CJ Duncan Bowl here.
Yes.
Don't nobody be calling CJ. Don't nobody be texting him. Don't nobody be knocking on his door. Whew. Battle of ranked teams. Number 14, Vanderbilt, and number 19, Tennessee. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, Cole Kubelik. What is the line on this one?
Well, Barry, the number that we're interested in is 64. 64.
It was a Beatles tune.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Fun matchup here, Barry, where Diego Pavia can lead his Commodore team to a 10-win season and keep the doors in the college football playoff conversation. How weird does that sound?
It sounds weird because that ain't even the number one thing for Vanderbilt fans, either one of those.
Yeah.
They could beat Tennessee.
Yes, they could. Tennessee has a 6-game win streak in the series and has not lost to Vanderbilt at home since 2017. Now, this could be the highest scoring game of the day, and I'm expecting little defense to be played on Rocky Top. The scoreboard operator is going to be busy. We like over 64 in the Tennessee Vanderbilt game. A lot of offense in this one.
You know, I really, really like that one. Very smart, Phantom. Very smart. Very smart.
A lot of offense. All right.
3
down. One more to go. The Phantom 4 brought to you by River Region Straw, and the game is tomorrow night, 6:30.
Bring it.
On ABC.
Whew, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit. I don't know if they were assigned that game or they went to ABC and said, y'all shut up. We're doing this game. This is the game we're doing. Y'all send whoever you want to somewhere else. We want the Iron Bowl.
The latest I saw, Alabama was a 6-point favorite. This number's been kind of moving around a little bit.
All right.
6-point favorite.
Okay.
Now, Barry, I think we all know, because we've talked about this all season long, Auburn has lost only one game this season by more than 7 points. Of course, that was to Georgia. I think the Dogs scored late to make it 10.
Yep.
I know it's 10, but it was kind of 10.
Yeah.
It wasn't
was a
like a
shaky
dominating 10.
Yeah. Like,
exactly. Shaky 10.
like Bo Derek, it wasn't a dominating 10. It was just kind of a 10,
Kind of a 10. Now, this Tiger team, I think, seems to be rejuvenated with DJ Durkin, the new head coach, taking over for Hugh Freeze. Feel a little pep in their step.
Yeah.
Bama, on the other hand, continues. I mean, I sound like a broken record. Continues to struggle with their running game. The offensive line continues to have breakdowns more than they need to. And let's face it, nothing against the kid, but Ty Simpson kind of regressed over the last several weeks. And should I mention the kicking game?
Mention it. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Mention that kicking game.
I mean, a train wreck. Now, you add all that up, you mix it in, do the hokey pokey, put your foot in and whatnot. Then you throw in a night game at Jordan-Hare. And I think it all comes out for an Alabama team whose postseason will consist of an Outback Bowl bid. Auburn wins the game outright. There you have it. The Tigers upset the Tide. You're not going to need the 6. You all know it. It's a tough place for the Crimson Tide to play. And with all of those uncertainties, they don't have enough to pull out the victory. Get ready. Get you a blooming onion, because that's where you're heading.
No, that's where you're watching the game from for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They ain't heading there. They're not going to the Outback Bowl. Oh, let me catch my breath while you recap the Phantom 4.
All right, here we have it. Today, 6:30 tonight, we like Texas to win the game outright. They're catching 2.5, won't need it. Hook 'em horns, Longhorns beat Texas A&M. Tomorrow, Pitt catching 6.5 at home. We like Pitt to cover the 6.5, could win the game outright. Vanderbilt and Tennessee over 64. In that game, a lot of points in Rocky Top. And then tomorrow night, Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn wins the game outright. Won't even need the 6. Woo! It's going to be a long bus ride back to T-Town for Kalen DeBoer and the Crimson Tide.
How about that? All right. All brought to you by Kenny and the staff at River Region Straw, who, the opinions expressed by the Phantom are not necessarily those of the staff and management of River Region Straw, but most of the times they are.
I know it. I'm just, I got to call it like I see it.
Yep. Whew. The Phantom has spoken. The Daily Dog is out. The Phantom 4 is out. Whew, we got to take
and the River Region Straw chat line has gotten very active in the last 2 minutes.
You have zero claim to being a Bama fan. It's business.
Whoever said I was? I've never claimed to be one.
It is.
I've been labeled a Bama fan. I don't know why, but I don't know. Just because you graduate from there, I'm looking at it from a financial interest here. You got to be able to separate money from your heart.
Otherwise, local man cannot wait for your phone call. He loves you guys who bet with your heart. Well, Phantom, we got to duck out of here.
Yes, let's do it.
That's good stuff. The Phantom has spoken. Coming up, Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You got a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Tough to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got you, Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. What'd I miss? I have no idea.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Okay, back at it here, about 19 minutes past the hour. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, going to join us here momentarily. Wow, man, the reaction on the chat line today.
Wow. Tobias, I hope the Phantom paid his car note before he made that Auburn bet. They don't repossess your car the day of. Come on now.
Isn't that a 3-day grace period?
John Dent says Bama is over its gastrointestinal issues from Oklahoma. They have flushed it. They are on to the SEC championship with a 2-point win over them Tigers. Okay. A
2-point win. Oh,
yes.
Well, they don't. Hey, okay, John. I'm still winning. Oh, that's fine.
Yep.
We take that.
Our buddy Ty says, I sure hope you're right, John, but we haven't seen DeBoer coach at Auburn. May not have the same voodoo as it did for Saban. Yeah, that's like, the guy who comes in not Nightmare, Halloween. The guy who comes in on Halloween on the movie, and he's walking around through there. I don't believe there's any serial killer come out. That's right before he gets a knife to the gut, I don't believe, DeBoer, he doesn't know anything about it. He's going through this and that and everything else. And so you got all that. And you're dealing with, hopefully DeBoer has some ignorance of the thing. I don't think,
I'd be interested to know from our viewing and listening audience as they participate in our conversation today, what about Auburn just covering the spread? Do you think Bama wins the game 24-21, something like that? That Auburn can keep it within 6? I'll admit this, Barry. I think it's much more likely that Auburn keeps it within the number than they do win the game outright. Now, I can certainly see them winning the game outright, but I have a stronger feeling they keep it within the 6.
There you go. Well,
if it is, it's going to be a blowout.
If it is an upset, it won't even be the biggest upset of the weekend. The 21st annual Sterling Turkey Bake-Off. Oh, my gosh, biggest upset ever. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports joins us here. Lee, I was betting heavy on the banana pudding. And for God's sakes, your daughter, she imported the huckleberries from Idaho.
They've come from, I think most of the time they're from Montana, and they were really good. All right, so here's what's crazy. Both my girls are upset, and they're saying that you can't add ice cream.
Yeah. to the eventual winner, the apple pie.
Yeah.
With the ice cream. Yeah.
Vanilla bean ice cream.
Yeah.
So they did do some work.
You see,
I'm
I heard you make that a point. Vanilla bean, which is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge addition.
So I got to give them credit. They did some research, when you got that athlete that does the paper and you're grading the paper and you're like, well, he's an athlete. He gave it a good try, really good try. He would normally get like a B- or a C. We'll give him a full grade higher. You know how they do in high school and college?
Yeah.
Some of these teachers that, want to make sure the athletes pass along, do well. So I think they did research, and I think they spoke to my wife, because only my wife knows that I love vanilla bean ice cream.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little inside information, Lee.
So here's what happened. So the huckleberry was really good. The banana pudding, banana cream pie.
Yeah.
She added something. There was like a black crust. I don't know. It was like an Oreo crust. I'm not sure what it was.
That's what she said. She said cookies and cream. Yep.
Cookies and cream. It was a good try, and it looked better than the other pies. It didn't. And I had some more later. It tasted better as you had like that third and fourth forkful of it. But I just like that rich banana flavor. So hopefully she goes back to the original recipe and goes. If she had done that, I think she wins. But it was fun. We had a really good time. That's what you got to do.
Lee.
Yeah.
I got a question, because I'm a big vanilla bean fan myself. What brand do you prefer?
I don't remember, because I don't have it that often. I don't have
I'm
much
telling
ice
you,
cream.
Lee, and you know me, I'm a miser. So I wait till Publix puts it on buy one, get one free.
Oh, of course.
I get the buy one, get one free.
What is it? What's your
The
favorite?
Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean by far is the best I've ever had.
Okay.
Awesome.
There you go.
Love
I think it might, you know what? I think it might be Breyers that I like.
Breyers is very soft. Yeah.
Breyers
it's very
good.
likely.
Breyers good. Yeah. The buy one, get one freeze. Whenever my wife tells me, like if my waffles or certain things at Publix, she'll say it's buy one, get one free. Should I get two? I'm like, get two, get 8.
Yes, exactly right. It's like your man, you hammer your man, you hammer Publix on the buy one, get one. That's for sure. All right, now the 21st annual Sterling Family Bake Off is over with. The apple pie.
People can watch it. A lot of people forgot about it. If you want to watch it, it's up on X/Twitter and also TikTok this year. At Paramount Sports. If you want to watch it, it's a lot of fun.
Plenty of back chat from the peanut gallery when it was all announced too. There was some of that out there.
Yeah.
But now our weekend really begins, and we've got a lot of games to talk about. Oklahoma, LSU. Oklahoma has so much to play for. 10-point favorite over LSU. What's your thought there, Lee?
I think LSU's dead. Whatever they had left was left a couple weeks ago. I mean, think about how bad their offense is now.
Yeah.
They scored 23 against Arkansas. Some teams scored 23, 24, 26, 27, or 30 in a quarter on Arkansas. 23 stinking points. They scored 13 last week on Western Kentucky at home. So, I mean, you talk about the struggle bus, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Michael Van Buren is nice backup. That's it. He is not a starting caliber quarterback, not the answer. OU held Michigan at home to 13. They went on the road and held Alabama to 21 and dominated play, and also got a ton of turnovers, not just 21. They controlled the game. They were the difference. 6 last week to Missouri. I think they win this game easy here, 30-13.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yep.
Kind of with you there. I kind of like Oklahoma. Now, we talked about this league just a moment ago. In about 3 hours from now, a little more than 3 hours, they'll kick it off in Starkville. Ole Miss, 7.5-point favorite against the Bulldogs and those Cowbells. But there's been a lot of distractions in Oxford. How do you see this game playing out?
Well, there is, because it looks like he's leaving. and the money's on LSU here. So that is a huge distraction. Don't discount that. Kids are talking, where's our coach going? Parents are asking them, who do you think the next coach is going to be? I mean, they want to be locked in. This is one of the biggest, most underrated rivalry games. I mean, everyone knows, obviously, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, and Auburn, but this is certainly top 7, top 8 here. Trinidad Chambliss, I think his level of play has fallen off. Partially, I don't know if he's hurt, or I think teams just get enough film on you. Now you're figuring out why he was not a top recruit. They should have made a change, or they should have gone back to the original starter. I think they had more upside there. Now they're kind of stuck with Chambliss, unless he throws like 3 interceptions in the first half. So everyone thinks Lane Kiffin is the greatest quarterback of all time. He's a good play caller. I think he's a little overrated. He's never been. And maybe this says a lot about college football coaches. There's not many good coaches. So many coaches were fired this year. Now, I'm not saying that most of them shouldn't have been, but you better have that really good coach, you're ready to hire. You should have a list of 3 or 4 guys you're pretty sure you can get, if not 1, 2, or 3. So did I think that Oklahoma State, they made a great hire, Eric Norris.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good. Mm-hmm. I think that Arkansas, if they hire Golsh, he's going to be good and solid. Yeah. But I think that he should have stayed. The grass isn't always greener. Chambliss isn't playing great here. This is everything Mississippi State. They'll throw everything. They got nothing to lose here. Their defense is shaky at times, let's be honest. But their offense is much, much better here. And I think Chambliss is going to struggle here on the road here. Those cowbells, they're going to be ringing here. Stark Vegas is going to be crazy. Ooh. I have Ole Miss winning 34-31, but it wouldn't shock me if Mississippi State pulls the shocker.
Oh, wow. Yeah, all right. Is there that same energy, that same perspective as Texas A&M goes into Austin and the Aggies are favored by 2.5?
Well, anything could happen. Texas could play out of their minds here. It could happen. But the situation is, I think A&M's just better almost every single position. So Texas, if they're going to have to score, they're going to have to, I think, throw the football. They haven't had much of a running game all year. That's Texas A&M's strength. They're number 2 in the nation, 39 sacks. So they're going to be, I think that they're going to do really, really well. And stopping them, I think that the Texas defense, which was good against Ohio State to start the year, last 3 games, they gave up 31 to Vandy, 35 to Georgia, 37 to Arkansas. And in that game, there was no short fields. It wasn't like they did something all of a sudden. They got a couple fumble recoveries or interceptions and had 27-yard touchdowns. So I think it's going to be perfect setup here for A&M. They're better in every position, unless we see a bunch of turnovers. Like Reed had in a couple games. He did have them at LSU, but he had a couple interceptions at LSU game. They came back in the second half and they waxed LSU.
Yep. Texas
is better than LSU, but Texas isn't great this year. They were horrible that game against South Carolina. South Carolina was like shot out of a cannon in the first half. They still came back and won the game. You have to give them credit for that. Do you penalize them a little, maybe, in the rankings? Touch? Okay, they're not 2, they're 3. That's fine here. A&M, they're the right side. They stay unbeaten here. This line should have been 4.5, 5 points. Most of the time on Sunday, I sit there and estimate lines, guys, and I'll just put out what I think the line's going to be. I did put it out. I said the line should be 4.5, 5, and then I put 2.5 and I circled it. They're making it 2.5 here because people love Texas, and they also think that A&M's due to lose. I'm not betting a team the due to lose theory. Let's go A&M here, 38-34. They sound beaten.
All right. Aggies over the Longhorns. How about the Vanderbilt Commodores? Slight underdog at Tennessee.
Yep.
Vandy obviously has got to win if they're going to have any prayer of making the playoff.
Yeah, and give them credit. It's been a great season. They're fun to watch. Diego Pavia not playing the NFL. I don't even know if he's going to play in the CFL. He's probably more suited to their game. Reminds me of a little bit of a Doug Flutie in a way.
Yeah,
but they have no depth. So what happens here? The reason I went back and watched the game from last year, they lose to Tennessee at home, 36-23, and you're thinking that's not that bad. They were outstatted 528 to 212, dominated at the line of scrimmage. Why? Vanderbilt likes to go slow. They want to get in the huddle, go up to the line, see the defense, make calls. They are 126 out of 113th, 11th slowest. They get off 61 plays per game. Why do they do that? They don't want to have their defense exposed. So Tennessee goes fast, 13th fastest team in the country, getting off pace of play, get off over 73 plays per game. Vanderbilt doesn't have 7-8 guys on the defensive line they can rotate. That's what you need to play at Tennessee in that 2x2 spread offense. I think Vandy's closed the gap. They're just Joey Swagular better than Nico last year. Give me Tennessee, 35-28.
I love it. All right, now the Iron Bowl.
Like Tennessee. I think Tennessee gets the job done.
All right, Iron Bowl, Alabama -5.5 against Auburn at Jordan-Hare. Lee, lay it on us.
Love watching John here. He's sitting back, crossing his hands, like, well, let's see what Lee's got here on this game here. Let's see if I like it or not here. When someone crosses their arms, usually means that they're uncomfortable. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's body language. Lee reads body language.
Right, just like when they're interrogating a suspect. They move away, cross their arms. When Nick Saban tells you in an interview on game day last year that place, he goes, Jordan-Hare Stadium, he goes, I think, quote unquote, he said, that place is haunted. So they haven't won by more than 3 points since 2015. I think Ashton Daniels is the right guy at quarterback, dual threat quarterback. Not saying he's great, but he's better than Jackson Arnold. Last SEC game, he threw for 353 against Vanderbilt and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. He wasn't the reason they lost the game. As long as they get some decent officiating, and they certainly got screwed in that game against Oklahoma so bad that I think the lead referee, he was not allowed to referee another game the rest of the year, and also against Georgia that he didn't cross the plane of the goal line. That changed the entire game, and that's partially the coach's fault too. He wasn't able to get his team back after they didn't get across, and Georgia drives down for a field goal and dominates the whole second half.
That's fair.
I think Alabama escapes 24-23. I'm taking the points in Auburn. I think you put half your money on Auburn if you like them like I do, plus the 5.5, and the line hasn't moved at all. And the country loves Alabama. So we're seeing like 78% of the bets coming on Alabama. The sharps are on Auburn here. Big money bets are coming. I think over 90% of the bets above $10,000 I'm hearing coming in on Auburn. Alabama escapes 24-23. I put half your wager on Auburn money line.
So, Lee, this might shock you, but 30 minutes ago, I just released my opinion on the game, and I'm in line with you. I think the number's too high. Auburn has lost only one game by more than 7 points. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. I definitely think they can keep it within the number. I can see them winning this game outright. I mean, Alabama with no running game, offensive line issues. The kicking game is horrendous. And Ty Simpson has regressed over the last 3 or 4 games.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe does Ty Simpson have a new girlfriend? I don't see anything on social media about him. There's been a couple quarterbacks that have had some, some pretty high profile girlfriends. So anything going on there?
I haven't been able to dig anything up.
That's a fair question. All right, Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. You got a game of the week for us this week, Lee.
Yeah, I do. And this is a game that I love here. Not a high-profile game. It should be a fun game. Dolphins and Saints. My Dolphins against John's Saints here. And you want the right side of this game? Be one of the first 5 callers. Call 800-400-9741. First 5 callers are going to get Dolphins and Saints on me. And what is this weekend? Turkey Shootout. World famous Turkey Shootout. 15 games from today all the way through Sunday. Not $197, $97. We had one year we went 14-1. Never had a 15-0 Turkey Shootout. Who knows? Maybe this is the year. We had a couple. We've had 2 13-2, a couple 12-3. Last year went 11-4, which not bad. 7 more wins and losses. think everyone will take that.
Yeah.
So world famous Turkey Shootout, $97. One place, ParamountSports.com.
Great stuff, Lee. As always, we appreciate it. We look forward to talking with you again
next week.
We're going to do championship weekend next Friday.
Yeah. Nice.
Then we'll take a weekend off. There's only NFL, and then we'll come back and we'll do the first round of the college football playoffs and the college football bowl extravaganza.
Outstanding. Appreciate you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee. Yes, sir. Great segment. Happy Thanksgiving, Lee Sterling. Brought to you by our friends at Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners. They've been serving the River region for over 75 years for all of your laundry and cleaning needs. Check out their free pickup and delivery service at no extra charge. Just another added convenience. They'll come to your home or your business, pick up your laundry, have it cleaned and pressed just like you like it, and they'll deliver it back at no extra charge. River region locations, there are 13 of them. So there's one near you. Jim Massey, Cleaners and Laundry, bringing you Lee Sterling each and every week.
Do you think we take a step back? No. Coming up in a moment, it's Josh Harris. That's next with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the River region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
Okay, we're back at it. Hour number 2 is underway on this Iron Bowl Eve. It's rivalry weekend. I've been kind of interested, Barry, in just to get the tone and the feel from Josh Harris. I mean, the day before the Iron Bowl, is there nervousness? Is there confidence? Josh, what do we got here today before the big game tomorrow night?
Confidence today. It's, I love hearing everybody saying, hey, buddy, the Sharps are taking Auburn. Pound Auburn. Like, come on. Like, everyone's taking Auburn. Let's go. Like, let's go into this game. They say the line's too high. I mean, I love it. It makes it so it's not a sneaky game anymore. Boys are going to be ready. DeBoer coming off a loss. Listen, without Alabama, Auburn would have no reason to get out of bed on Saturday.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm telling you.
Oh, I've been missing this.
I've seen more Auburn fans just pop out of the woodworks because they had one game where they're like, we give them, if they win, congratulations, but we give them a reason to wake up and watch football. Without the Iron Bowl, without Alabama, Auburn has no reason to get out of bed. They hadn't cared about football until this game.
Has he been drinking?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, now, Barry,
this early in the morning, the Bloody Marys already?
What year was it, Barry? You're the history major that the legislature rammed it down our throat.
1948. Yes.
That Alabama had to play Auburn. Just Josh, think about it. If the legislature wouldn't have done that, and Alabama would have been playing Notre Dame at the end of the year every year.
If it weren't for the University of Alabama, they'd still be the East Alabama Male College.
Oh, wait a minute here, and the legislature is absolutely filled with Bama grads anyway, so they must have wanted it, Oh, that feels, Auburn fans, does that feel like false courage to you? Because you expect us to believe that tomorrow night at 6:30, Josh is going to be sitting back. Let the carnage begin. No, he's going to be a nervous wreck by the time toe meets leather.
That's right. I mean, I am a nervous wreck because they have a chance. But in all seriousness, like, I hadn't heard Auburn football fans being this excited every year. For all year, I mean. They hadn't been this excited all year. And now they're like, I get a text message from one of my buddies, like, after we lost to Oklahoma and they announced it's a night game. He just said, hee, night game. And I was just like he's like back in. He's like back in it.
Oh,
it's just like that.
I know what you're saying, and I've made a prediction. If they do win the game, Josh, you'll see toilet paper and trees like you've never seen before in your life.
The start of a new era. They got a new quarterback. They just fired their coach. This is like the ultimate. Like, this is our year. Family, and hoops and all that type of stuff. Like,
all right,
it's just listen. It's we not only do I want to go in there and cover. I mean, it would be glorious, just glorious to just dominate them. The problem is then they just say, well, we weren't that good anyways. That's just it's just how the world works.
I encourage a lot of you to move past the if it wasn't for us, Auburn would have no reason to get out of bed in the morning. Move past all that, because it appears as though I get it. Alabama suddenly finds a running game. They may average 3 yards a carry. Okay, that's fine. They may have something ready for Auburn's pass rush for the first time all year. Okay, that's maybe true. But do you not agree that there's a little voodoo down there, Josh? There's a little something down there that nobody can explain.
100%. 100%. I mean, I mean, all the stuff, like, take away the bull crap, the name calling, the harassing, but like what was just said previously by Mr. Pixter is they did have 300 some odd yards passing. He did have no interceptions. They do have a great rushing. They do have a good defense. Our offensive line has struggled. We hadn't been able to get a run game going. Like, this is going to be a tough game. It is. I mean, you take away, and it's at Auburn at night for the first time since, what was it?
24, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I forgot yesterday. I asked my wife if it was on Friday or Saturday. She said, Josh, it hadn't been on Friday in 15 years. But it is something. I mean, it's a little different. I mean, this one is one of those ones that for sure feels different. We better be on our game. But DeBoer coming off a loss has been pretty dang good. Let's hope it doesn't come down to a kick. I mean, that's just a recipe.
Oh.
Wait,
So let me ask you this, Josh. Say the game, Auburn's up 21-20.
Yeah.
Bama gets it inside the 30. Say we're there at the 28-yard line. And Talty runs out there to kick the game winner. Wow. What's your confidence level there?
You better call timeout and run it to Caden Proctor up the middle. Like, I mean, not to mention, like, the whole fan base has already told him how they feel. So, like, that wasn't great.
No.
I mean, I don't like him either, but he probably ain't going to listen to me calling him out on this show. But if he, you can't boo him. I mean, now he's super in his head, but he does kind of have like a psycho smile a little bit, like he kind of likes it, like it might kind of get him going a little bit.
Yeah.
It's I don't feel good if that. I mean, how could you? I mean, how could you feel good if this guy's who it's been tough. You get spoiled with guys like Will Reichert. Then you forget that we're Alabama. Then you remember Cade Foster, and you remember Tiffin, and
Joseph Bulovas.
Oh, yeah.
We've had the ugliest kick to ever win a game. I mean, that kick against the duck to win was one of the greatest things, but still.
Yeah.
It don't need to come down to that. It does not need to come down to that.
So what score are you predicting? When it's all said and done, what's the scoreboard going to read?
I'm going to go, I think 28-21. So simple 28-21. Why give us the credit to kick any field goals? I think we cover.
So you're telling me Talty's going to make 4 extra points?
Oh, come on, John. Please. You guys make it sound like
27-21, and we
there you go.
Still cover 5.5.
One of them's got to doink off the upright. There's no way he kicks 4 extra points.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
What do you? I mean, he's bad, man. I mean, like he 26 yards against. I don't even know the name of the school we were playing last week, and he doinks it. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Barry,
Eastern Illinois.
Eastern Illinois.
Yeah. You should know, Barry, Bama fans can turn on one of their own.
We call it mill rowing around here.
Just the kicker that yells at his own team.
Yeah.
Missing a field goal. I got everyone else's back.
All right. In a way to bring this back to some semblance of reality here, Josh Harris, favorite Iron Bowl memory of your lifetime?
Gravedigger. I mean, that was the best. That was incredible. I mean,
why do they call it the? I did not know
I don't
until
know why it's called that, but that's what it's called. And it was just, I was so down bad, like disappointed, like yelling stuff I shouldn't be yelling, like just like embarrassing myself in front of my not even yet wife. I don't know how she married me after that game. And then trying to act like, oh, I was kind of chill. Like after that, like I'm not a crazy person after we won the game. It was, that was incredible. I mean, that was the biggest swing I've ever had in my life, I think, during a sporting event, from going just like we're dead till we win. Probably that.
I got to go Van Tiffen kick in 85.
How old were you in 85, Josh?
I was -7.
-7. The 80, I was wondering about that when I mentioned. I wonder if Josh was around for that game.
All the crazy
just
stuff.
The way that game played out, that last drive was that's probably one of the most exciting I've seen. That probably tops in my list.
Yeah. And I won't ever go back to Auburn. I've seen too many bad ones in Auburn. I mean, it's just been – because in my time, the losses, we've either killed them for the most part until the last couple years, or you've had doink, cam, and kick six, which I've been at all 3 of them. So it's
which one bothered you the most? Which one affected you more, the cam back or the kick six?
Kick six. Yeah. Cam back because it was freshman year of college, and it was, we were still going to figure out a way to have a good time. After the kick six was out, and kick six being in Auburn, was one of the worst things. Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. I don't know how we end the segment with that, with we reminiscing on the kick six. That's tough.
Yeah, we go on energy from this segment. We go on energy from Mount Everest down to Death Valley.
Now it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go shove my face full of leftovers now.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, we do need to get in on a good note. So just to reiterate, you're going 27-21 or 28-21?
I like 27-21. End it. Pound the Tide, 27-21. And then remember, Auburn fans, without Alabama, you wouldn't get up in the morning.
We'll
leave it at that.
There we go. Yes. Josh Harris, Moneyline Magician. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for the time.
See y'all.
See you, buddy. Have a good Thanksgiving. There you have it.
I honestly had no idea what Gravedigger was all about. Gravedigger, what is that? Until earlier in the week, I think, when somebody brought it up. I think, why do they call it Gravedigger? The 4th and 31 to Kendrick. Was it Kendrick Law? No.
Isaiah Bond.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's playing for who now? Who does Isaiah Bond play for?
Texas.
I want to say Bob from Pike Road dropped that on us. First time I'd ever heard it. He comes up with good ones like that.
Yeah, the disaster in the pasture. Yeah. I couldn't have been Bob from Pike Road because he didn't say it 165 times in a row. Got to be somebody else. Let's take a break.
Let's do it.
What do we have still to come? Oh, coming up in just a little bit, it's Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
This is the greatest opportunity for exquisite jewelry from Marguerite's. Marguerite's is filled to the gills with new trendy styles for the holiday season. But to entice sales prior to Black Friday, Marguerite's blowout is on. Every single item at Marguerite's has a crazy, wacko, insane price. Best of all, you can lay away for Christmas at the cuckoo prices. Plus doorbusters, watch batteries, $8, rhodium dipping, $19, 60% off all diamonds. Marguerite's blowout is on now. Every item at Marguerite's is insanely priced. Marguerite's, Vaughn Road.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Okay, back at it, about 18 minutes past the hour. It goes without saying, we have got some great viewers and listeners. We really appreciate everybody hitting that like button, hit the subscribe button. Love the conversation on the chat line. Someone tells us, Barry, Isaiah Bonds is with the Cleveland Browns. I kind of thought he had moved on from Texas. I know he left Alabama to go to Texas. But is he in the NFL now? I kind of think he is.
Heck, I don't know. I thought he was still with Texas. Again, boy, if I've ever done anything, if I've ever inadvertently kicked John Dent's dog, man, I do apologize. He says, Bond, Isaiah Vaughn via Mill Road, the Gravedigger. Anybody else believing BM wasn't aware of that till recently not buying? Believe me, I understand it. It's the 4th and 31 play. I'm not saying I forgot the play. I just never knew that it was called the Gravedigger. If apologies are due, I guess I apologize. I absolutely remember the play, but the Gravedigger, I don't get the grave. I get 4th and 31. I get that, but I just didn't know
Here's
it was
the
called
explanation that I get from it. Nick Saban said after the game or days after the game that they practiced that play all of the time at the end of practice just in case, and they named it the Gravedigger.
Oh, okay. Well,
allegedly, that's how that originated. That they named it the Gravedigger at the end of practice.
If I did not know that that's what the name of the play was in practice at Alabama, hey, my bad. Whew, yeah.
All right, so we got a ton of games this week, to say the least. Rivalry weekend is what we call it.
Yep.
The games today, tomorrow, big games. Our man Ralph Michaels from the Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet joining us here on this Friday, and certainly a big Friday, as I mentioned, because it is rivalry weekend. Hey, Ralph, good morning. So glad you're with us. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
I did, thank you. Am I looking at a golf course out your back window?
Well, kind of. No, I'm close to one, but this is not a golf course.
Yeah, John's on the road right now. Ralph, with such a convoluted schedule in the holiday season, it's about to get even more convoluted with conference championship games, bowl games are not too terribly far away from the NFL playoff. Does that increase your workload at all? Because you got games every day that you either play or encourage your clients to stay away from. Are you working more now that the games are all over the place?
Well, it is a little tougher, especially with college basketball. The football schedule part of it is no big deal, but adding the college basketball, and I've gotten off to a great start in college hoops because I've been much more conservative and not worrying about forcing plays. And, college basketball, we've talked about this so many times that there's no way you can do power ratings for college hoops in the summer because of the NIL. One player coming to a small program in the Sun Belt or the MAC changes an entire team. So doing any work in the summer. So now that college football is winding down, I start ramping up my college basketball. So the timing works good. It gives me a couple weeks to get accustomed to the season. And then, we move on from there.
Several games we wanted to get your thoughts about today, Ralph, and one of them kicks off here in a little more than, about 2.5 hours in Starkville, Mississippi. Ole Miss, 7.5-point favorite on the road, but there's been a lot of distractions in Oxford. How do you factor that in, a big in-state rivalry game, playoff implications, future coaching destinations? Man, so much going on. How do you put it all together with Ole Miss at Mississippi State?
I understand all that. And if Ole Miss was a 3-loss team, I think the distractions would be 10 times worse. But listen, this is basically win and you're into the playoffs. So you take that to heart. These are kids that have played the entire season, a coaching staff that has played. So I think that is less. I do like Ole Miss here. I think they rally around this. I think it's a positive. You look at Mississippi State's rush defense, and that's the big concern because, Ole Miss plays with tempo, but they're so unique playing tempo with the running game as much as the pass attack. So, this is one thing I do want to point out on rivalry week. This is the one week that I just throw out my power ratings. An example, I have Ohio State by 17 over Michigan. I am not playing Ohio State against Michigan. I actually have Alabama more than that versus Auburn than the spread is. But again, the rivalry week basically, in my mind, takes 3 or 4 points away from the favorite because it's such an important game for the underdogs.
Well, since you bring that up, let's dive. We've got several games, as John alluded. Let's dive into the Iron Bowl. The line favoring Alabama has been pretty solid all week long. What are you looking at when you delve into this rivalry game?
You look at Bama, and right now they are, even though they lost to Oklahoma a few weeks ago, let's remember, in my mind, that was not a bad loss. Let's remember they had a 406 to 212 yard edge, and they were -3 turnovers. Every college team on the road, is basically going to lose against the top 20 team when you're minus 3 turnovers in the game. What does concern me a little bit was down the stretch, we saw the offensive line fall back a little bit. 72 yards rushing and 3.1 against South Carolina, 56 yards and 2.2 against Oklahoma, and 56 yards and 2.2 against LSU, and then 80 yards and 2.4 against Oklahoma. So if you can't run the ball that well, now, the defense has kept them in the game. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I like the under, and again, no real opinion on the side, but I think Auburn, with their stat profile, so many close losses, I think they keep this game close, but I do like the under more, and I'm going to go under first half actually as the best bet here.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I like that too.
All right.
I could see it lower scoring. Well, what is that total, Ralph? What total do you have?
You know what? Let me just head to the Wager Talk Live odds screen, and I will find it for you. Sorry,
there
I
you
didn't have my line screen up. Shame on me.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I just was curious because I hadn't really looked at that number today.
The Alabama total currently is, come on.
Here we go.
On the odds screen, there's like 1,000 games because that is every college football game and every college basketball game. I don't know why my search isn't working, guys.
Well,
that's okay.
We can come back.
I'll find it by the time. Yeah. Oh, you know why? I'm on today's dates instead of tomorrow's.
I am too. Okay, that
you
makes
guys
a
no
difference.
wonder. When people get old, and you gotta lean with me. It's 46.5 across the board, and there are a couple places now that are 5.5s and 6s. So if you want Auburn, I would grab the +6 right now because I think it will go down to 5.5 by tomorrow. There is some love coming in from Auburn on the back end, or at least fading Alabama in this price range.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that number is going to come down a little bit before kick tomorrow as well. Also today, Texas A&M having a great year, Ralph. Wanting to get to Atlanta for the SEC championship game, be the first time A&M's ever participated in it. But if they lose today,
it all comes crashing down, especially losing to Texas.
Yeah, and A&M's a slight favorite on the road. What do you think?
I don't understand this line. And a lot of times when I don't understand the line, I often don't bet the game because you think something is funny. But this makes no sense to me at all. You look at why Texas keeps getting so much respect baffles me. There's so much love for Manning and there's so much love for the Longhorns. Let me tell you their last 5 games. Outgained by 216 yards against Kentucky. Outgained at Mississippi State. A 5-yard edge against Vanderbilt. Outgained by 83 yards against Georgia and outgained by 22 yards against Arkansas. They've been outgained 4 out of 5 games, and the game they had the edge was a 5-yard edge. The Aggies getting outgained. They've outgained all but one opponent this year. They're number 10 and number 18 on offense and defense when you compare those teams against their season averages. Texas is number 94 and number 79 in SEC action. That means 94 other teams have done better against their conference opponent averages than Texas. So A&M gets it done, period. I am baffled with the love on Texas. I am happy to step in front of them here.
There you go. There you go. I am glad to hear you say that because I have been baffled with that as well. If you'll favor us with one more college game, this is in the state of Tennessee. Vanderbilt has a lot to play for. Yep, here it is, late November, and Vanderbilt has a lot to play for. It sounds odd, but they take on Tennessee in Knoxville. Tennessee, a 2.5-point favorite in that game. Does that one sound about right to you?
It does. Now, granted, it took me a long time to give Vanderbilt the respect they deserved with Pavia. How about this for a shocking stat? This is just a general stat. It's not a trend.
Okay.
The number 1 team in college football in yards per play is Vanderbilt. They're the most, now they're not number one on offense because they don't run many plays, but they are the most efficient offense in college football. They're averaging 7.41 yards per play. To see Vanderbilt number one in the entire country amazes me. I like the over in this. I think both teams get it done offensively. No one's really been able to stop Pavia. And, we know Tennessee, 53 points against Arkansas, 10 points against Georgia, I'm not concerned about. So I think, excuse me, I misspoke there on the team I was looking at, but I do like the over here. Nashville's a great story. Just being a fan of the underdog, what they did last year and what they've turned to this year. God bless them. God bless all those Vanderbilt fans that have struggled for so many seasons.
Let me ask you this, Ralph. Can Michigan make it 5 in a row? Can they beat Ohio State? Is that just asking too much?
They're not. I would bet Michigan. Now, you brought Jeremiah Smith. He is now cleared to play. But remember last week when they looked bad, they were without Carnell Tate and they were without Jeremiah Smith, and they still put up 440 yards at Rutgers. Now, again, Rutgers defense, we talked about Vandy being number one on yards per play on offense. Rutgers came into that game last in college football yards per play on defense. So there's a reason Ohio State got 440 without those guys. But, I look at, remember a couple years ago, will Ryan Day lose his job if he loses to Michigan for a fifth straight year? No, not if they go to the playoffs and win. And you look at a couple years ago, there's so much less pressure on him because they lost to Michigan and they won the national championship last year. And you see the maturation process of Ryan Day and Kirby Smart and a lot of these coaches that their goal now is like to be an NFL team. Patrick Mahomes, the first 4 games of the season, doesn't really care about wins or losses, doesn't care how he looks. You just try to make your team better. Ohio State and Georgia are the same way. They're two of the slowest paced teams. Their defenses have been on the field for only 55 and 57 plays per game. That is number 1 and number 3 in the entire country. And they're just learning to prepare for the gauntlet of what the playoffs is now in the expanded. I don't think they care to win the game by any margin at all, but I do think they get it done. I mean, no one's been able to move on that defense. And if Jeremiah Smith is playing, they win the game.
All right, favor me with... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask Ralph if there's a game we've overlooked.
Yeah.
If there's one that we need to maybe take a look at that we haven't mentioned this morning.
I will say this. One of my plays for today is the Georgia team total over against Georgia Tech. And you look at Georgia, we know they're going to run the ball. We know they're going to run the ball 40 plus times a game. We know they're going to get 200 yards rushing. We know they average about 4.7 yards per carry. But it's that Georgia Tech rush defense which scares the heck out of me. Now, if you're a pass team and Georgia gets up big, they may rein it back because they're playing in the playoffs or in the SEC championship next week. But when you run the ball against a rush defense like Georgia Tech, that in the last 3 weeks has allowed 243 and 7.1 to NC State, 175 and 6.7 to Boston College, and 186 and 4.7 to Pittsburgh, Georgia's just going to keep running on them day and night. So I think Georgia covers the game, but I did give out to my clients the Georgia team total over.
Outstanding stuff. Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk in the Gold Sheet. You mentioned the live odds page up at Wager Talk. So many different resources available, not just a Wager Talk in the Gold Sheet, but your pages as well. Really timely, insightful stuff. How do people access?
Well, to get to my homepage, there's a shortcut. You do wt.buzz/RM or just go to wagertalk.com and look at the homepage. I load a free play daily with reasoning. And just follow me on Twitter at CalSportsLV. Now that college basketball is starting daily, I'll be doing many more tweets. I get so wrapped up in football that sometimes midweek I neglect to tweet out. But at CalSportsLV on Twitter, and check out Wager Talk and at least the free odds page, wt.buzz/odds.
Ralph, thank you so much as always. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend. Always a lot of fun. Looking forward to all these big football games, big rivalries, and we'll be touching base with you again next week.
Thanks, guys. Can't wait for Conference Championship Friday.
Here we go. Thank you, Ralph.
See you guys.
Appreciate it very much. Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk, and the Gold Sheet here visiting with us. Breaking news, John.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
Pete Thamel reports that Alabama co-offensive coordinator Jamarcus Shepard, he's not the real play caller. We all know that. That's Ryan Grubb. Alabama co-offensive coordinator Jamarcus Shepard has agreed to terms with Oregon State as their new head football coach. 5-year deal. He's Alabama's assistant head coach and wide receivers coach. Jamarcus Shepard is going to be the new head coach at Oregon State. I don't know what that means about, is he going to stick around? I imagine he is, but I remember Saban cut an offensive coordinator loose when he got a head coaching job somewhere else. Is this a distraction? Does this change any dynamics?
A couple things that enter my mind. Number one is, how much money are they paying you? Why in the world would you want to go to Oregon State?
That was my first thing. That's a graveyard.
Woo! You ain't kidding. Not sure their fans really care about football.
They're especially now that the Pac-12 consists of Colorado State and San Diego State and Utah State and Oregon State. I mean,
the Beavers.
They're not paid anyway.
Hey, look, everybody's looking to move up, looking for an advancement. Is Oregon State an advancement? I get it. He's the head coach. Go see what happens. Why not? Take a shot.
Yeah.
Now, how will that affect Alabama? You know what? I don't know. You would think an offensive or defensive coordinator would be a lot more important if you were losing him, as with Kiffin when Saban told him to hit the road.
Yeah.
I get the sense a coach like this, a position coach, they can manage without him. The thing that I remember about Jamarcus Shepard, though, Barry, I think it was the Fox News series that they did on Alabama.
Yeah.
Woo! Unedited.
Yeah.
Let's just say Jamarcus liked to get his point across in a old school way.
There was some language.
Yeah. How they're going to replace that element of the coaching staff, I don't know. But boy, woo! He could make the paint peel off the walls. Yeesh.
Kirby-esque. Yeah.
So I don't think it's that big. I don't want to hear on Tyner Insider, well, if they hadn't had that distraction, they'd have won the Iron Bowl. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
There you go.
By the way, I haven't gone to Tyner Insider today. Is there any nervousness, or is it giddiness and overconfidence on the message boards?
Where's my head been? Where? Let's see. They're mad because they didn't give Derrick Henry the ball enough last night in the Ravens loss.
Yep.
They are reporting who the refereeing crew is going to be for the Iron Bowl. And guess what? They don't really care very much for the gentleman who will be refereeing the game.
Well, there's a shock. They
Yes.
don't like that. So it's just getting started. It's just the beginning. You wait till we get closer to kick. Now, I've said this before. I know you'll be busy, but if you ever think about it and get a minute to monitor Tyner Insider as the game is being played, that's
the
pretty
thing to do,
interesting.
huh?
That can be entertaining.
But
it can be a distraction because sometimes you get more into the message board than you do into the game. So you got to be careful. You don't want to, get too involved in the message boards. I will say this, Barry. I did scan Auburn Undercover. I did see Phillips' headline. Not interested. I've read it before.
Philip Marshall, AuburnUndercover.com. Amid coaching search debate, a big game is at hand?
Yeah, come on.
Meaning the coaching search is much more important than some simple football game result.
You know, I got to tell you, Barry, I don't know what it is. I know you can only release your best material so often. You can't do it. You can't hit a home run every time you step up to the plate.
Sure.
But I do miss the articles about smoothies and bus rides and staying at the La Quinta.
Of course you do, because
for.
you used to wear those out. Those would be good for months and months and years. We're still hearing about smoothies. We're still hearing about bus rides. And that thing was like 4 years ago. No wonder John loves them. That was content for him in perpetuity. Good.
Yeah,
gracious.
I don't know. I'm missing it. It's just not the same anymore. But who knows? We'll see.
Well, we'll come back. More to come. Still, our Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel is coming up. It's Longshore and McKnight. It's the Iron Bowl Eve edition of Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Okay, we got some interesting comments coming in on our River Region Straw chat line. As you would imagine, it is the day before the Iron Bowl, and certainly varying opinions about the game. Maybe I should not factor in past Iron Bowls, but it's kind of hard not to, particularly games at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah.
I can't get over the fact, Barry, that Auburn's only lost one game by more than 7 points. Several of these losses were self-inflicted. I think there were some coaching decisions that people wondered about. That coach is no longer a part of this team anymore. And the question marks surrounding the way Alabama has played this year. The Oklahoma game, okay, turnovers killed them. How do they lose to Florida State? Still can't figure that one out.
The way they lost it, how badly they lost.
Yeah. I mean,
Explain
wasn't
it
even
to
close. Wasn't even close. How they played at South Carolina, you just can't forget about those type games. And to me, that's what's in my mind leading into tomorrow, that it's going to be one of these grounded out, I don't see a blowout either way, but I could see some sloppy football. I think that's fair to say.
And they don't need to play sloppy. If they win the game. And again, I don't have a strong feeling on, hey, Auburn's going to pull the upset or anything like that. I really don't. But if there is an upset, there's going to be sloppy play by Alabama. I do think that personnel-wise that they are a better football team than Auburn is. So how does a team with more talent and more depth lose to a team with less talent and less depth? They got to help them. I think if Auburn is to win this game, it isn't going to be, well, Alabama played as well as they could, but my gosh, Auburn was playing out of their minds. If Alabama plays as well as it could, they're going to win the game. Alabama has to help Auburn out in this game. And they've been really good about helping people out lately. Yep. Boy, they helped out Oklahoma. They helped out South Carolina, lucky to win the game. They certainly helped out Florida State. So, Alabama plays clean football. To John's point, if Alabama doesn't play sloppy, they're going to win that game, right?
Well, turnovers are key. They cannot give Auburn extra possessions. I just think something Jason Caldwell mentioned on Wednesday about Alabama running the ball. And I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are overly confident that Alabama just is going to turn on the running back switch.
No.
I mean, if they haven't figured it out through 11 games, what makes you think they figured it out for the Iron Bowl?
Have they been setting Auburn up all this time? Okay. All right. We've set Auburn up. We have played 11 games where we haven't run the ball worth squat. Now we can spring our running game on them. It's like the guy playing poker, and you know that guy.
Yeah.
It's 3 a.m, and he is hemorrhaging money. And he's like, okay, all right, now I figured it out. I figured out what my problem was. Now I'm not going to do that anymore, and here I go. I'm off on a big win streak. No, you haven't. No, you didn't. You've been a losing poker player your whole life. Now all of a sudden, one quick fix, one magic idea is going to make you a winner. No, Alabama can't run the football because Alabama can't run the football.
What team has more questions? I've told you about Alabama's lack of a running game. Offensive line has had some shaky moments throughout the year. Kicking game's a little shaky as well. Quarterback hasn't played as well as he did through October. What are Auburn's questions?
Oh, I think they still have questions on the offensive line. My big question for Auburn is that offensive line, freshman center, injuries across. How are they going to block Yonze Pierre? How are they going to block, some of those guys across that defensive front? How are they going to slow down Alabama's pass rush? What's the best way to defeat Alabama's secondary? Alabama's defense has been really good. Auburn has struggled in the red zone. They've struggled on third down all year. Those are some of the questions I've got, but most of the questions I have, I think Alabama's defensive line is better than Auburn's offensive line. I think Auburn's defensive line is better than Alabama's offensive line. To me, it's all about who can pressure the quarterback the most, because Ty has been hampered by a lack of running game. Teams are just, throwing extra rushers at him and daring the running game to hurt him. And he's been mortal lately. But Ty has played 11 games. Ashton Daniels has played, this will be his 4th.
His second start?
His second
Is
start.
that right? Is it his second start, I believe?
Second start. So, You know, those
positive
are
about that.
definitely questions. Auburn is not coming in as a juggernaut. By gosh sakes, they've won one game in the SEC. But I'm just saying it is close enough to where if Alabama makes a critical mistake, if Auburn game plans really, really well and forces a mistake or two, then Auburn has a chance. But if Alabama, again, John brought this up and it kind of triggered him, you know, you can expect to see some sloppy football. If Alabama plays sloppy, that's the only chance that Auburn's got to win. So, when
I don't know, I'm. It's going to be fascinating. I'm looking.
Yes.
I think I'm looking forward to just watching this game and seeing how it plays out. Probably more than any Iron Bowl in quite some time.
I'm with you. Coming up, we'll wrap up this show and get you ready for a couple of games beginning in a couple of hours.
Yeah,
It's
get ready.
Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. Victoryland Casino's Corvette 25K giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drive away in a Corvette or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings October 3rd and 4th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Yeah. All right. Got about 8 minutes to the top of the hour here on this Iron Bowl Eve. Barry mentioned it. There's some big games today.
Yes.
2 hours and 8 minutes. They'll kick it off in Starkville.
Yes. There are several Friday 11 a.m. games. Ole Miss and Mississippi State, 11 o'clock on ABC. CBS, Iowa at Nebraska, 11 o'clock. Utah and Kansas. Utah's number 13 in the country, by the way. Plenty to play
Glad
for.
you told me that. I was not familiar.
11 in the morning on ESPN. Oh, ESPNU, Ohio at Buffalo.
Don't want any part of that.
That's a MAC. That's a MAC game. Shouldn't
Don't
have
want
even
any
brought
part of that
that up.
game.
John's got the yips about the MAC. Kent State, Northern Illinois. I won't even bring that up today. There are a boatload of games today. Air Force at Colorado State. The ones I'm watching, and I mean, I'll be on the road. I'll be, in about an hour, I'll be on the road
I'm glad
to
you brought that up because I thought about it earlier in the show. So, look, going to Hattiesburg's no walk in the park. Southern Miss actually pretty good this year. What's the? I don't want any inside scoop here, but what's the feel for Troy at Southern Miss?
Confident.
Yeah.
Southern Miss has lost 2 in a row. They were in absolute command of the Western Division, but they've lost 2 in a row. And they, Troy has, Goose Crowder's 100% healthy. He looked really good last week against a bad Georgia State team. But, the quarterbacking has been very good. Tucker Kilcrease has played well, but Goose brings brings an added dimension. He throws it a little bit with more authority. Defense is playing better. There's a lot of confidence. Plus, and this really doesn't mean anything, but Troy has won the last 4 games against Southern Miss. So, yeah, and Pat the Cat is right. Brett Favre is not walking through that door.
No, he's not.
It's a very good
Pat,
point.
I saw Brett Favre beat Alabama at Legion Field, and I think he'd had like his appendix removed or something like that 4 days before the game and still played. It's something like that. He had something.
This was before Brett Favre was Brett Favre.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, snot-nosed young quarterback, Southern Miss. Everybody say, all the Alabama fans after the game says, "Who in the world is Brett Favre?"
Yep.
Who in the world is that number? Brett Favre. What did he? We get beaten by a guy like that. Nobody knew he'd be an NFL Hall of Famer. So
that was part of Gene Stallings' 3-game losing streak as the head coach at Alabama in his first year.
Southern Miss. I remember Alabama losing to Florida. It was a blocked punt late because my brother Mike and I were at that game in Tuscaloosa. My sister Jenny was actually going to school at that time in Tuscaloosa. She's gotten 2 degrees from there, so she was there for a pretty good while. And it may have been a bit of a strategic mistake on my sister Jenny's part by inviting my brother Mike, who had not gotten to the University of Florida yet, but he could not wait. He wore his Kerwin Bell jersey, and he was generally obnoxious during that game. And Florida won. I can't remember who the other one was. I remember it was
Georgia.
Southern Miss. That's exactly right. That's exactly
Georgia
right.
beat 'em.
And everybody, I think Florida was the 3rd game of those 3, now that I think about it.
So I tell you
because
something else.
Everybody wanted Stallings fired. They wanted that guy didn't have it. No.
That's exactly right. Of course, he went to Knoxville and won, so everybody felt a little better about that. Beat Auburn that year as well.
He did.
Oh, okay, this guy's not half bad.
He's all right.
Also, that game that Florida beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa, it was the 2nd game. They lost to Southern Miss to open the year. Southern Miss kicked like a 60-yard field goal to win it, 24-21, something like that. Spurrier, I believe, in that game, Barry, against Alabama, the first of many times you'd see Spurrier get his quarterback to throw deep out of his own end zone, which they did. And I'm not sure if they scored on that play, but they flipped the field on that play.
I want to say it was Jack Jackson was the receiver, because the end zone he threw out of was the end zone that we had our tickets in. And
we'd never seen it. Nobody did that. You didn't throw a bomb out of your own end zone, particularly in Tuscaloosa.
In whatever it was, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, Gene Stallings not only never did that, he never thought about doing that. You just don't do that. You run it into the line 2 or 3 times with Derek Owens-Lassick and punt it away and play field position. Spurrier said, heck with that, man, we're throwing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Never seen anything quite like that before.
Yeah.
Woo, that was a new era that was about to start with Spurrier. Something else Spurrier always did? You could count on it. Count on it. If Florida got a fumble or an any kind of turnover, they were throwing it deep on the next play.
Yeah.
Count on it.
They were going for the throat. That is for sure. But, on my trip today, I'm going to be listening to Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be listening later on at 2:30 for Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And then at night, we'll get to the hotel by that time. You don't have quad box in the hotel. Texas A&M and Texas is going to be the secondary game, 6:30 at night on ABC, but also Indiana and Purdue. Indiana's going to beat the snot out of Purdue. We know that.
I think so.
But it's still Indiana. That's NBC. Got to believe in the Hoosiers. They're going to be watching from up there in Bloomington with the rest of my family. Unfortunately, not going to have the topic wheel today. Wasn't sure that.
Yeah, Barry's got to get on
gonna,
the road. Yeah, he's
we
got to hit the
it.
road
So,
today.
Yep.
I will tell you this, though, Barry. I forgot about that. I got to get ready for that Georgia. If Tech starts winning, and it could be tough down here this afternoon. Oh, I got to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh, the missus is not going to be very happy. All right, you've got my prediction. I said Auburn can win the game outright. I think they will. I think Bama's got too many questions. I like the Tigers to win this game outright. I'm thinking 27-23, something like that. It's kind of what I'm thinking for the Auburn victory. We'll see. What do you say, Barry, as we wrap it up here?
I've got Alabama 27-25, something like that.
Yeah.
And again, believe me, like I said, I'm going to be listening to that game. I ain't watching that game. Of course not. Tomorrow we actually may stop at a sports bar and watch it after our game. But big football, big weekend. Look forward to it. Monday, we are back at it again.
Cannot wait. Going to get ready for that wrap-up show on Monday and leading ahead to all of the conference championship games.
And
hey, safe travels there down to Hattiesburg.
Possibly on Monday, we'll be addressing Auburn's announcement of who their new coach is. That's coming up as well. For John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.